It's been quite a while since I did a video on toilets. From what I've been told, people found my previous video on toilets quite helpful when doing their own research on what options would be best for their needs. And I'm glad of that. It's good when my research helps others. This time, I want to narrow down the discussion to just 3 brands: the Seahead, the Laveo, and the Separett. Why these 3? Because as of the making of this video, July 2021, these are the 3 brands that Embassy uses for their Class B RVs. Since we're getting an Embassy Duo model, the research is relevant to our needs and hopefully to yours as well. I'm not going to get into too much on long-term costs or prices per flush, since I did that with the previous video and you can always go see that one. But I will talk about what the toilets themselves cost and any additional items you may need to consider. Understand these prices are as of July 2021, so if you're seeing this video at some later date, prices may have changed. I've talked about the Seahead before, but didn't really talk about the 2 models they offer right now and all the options available. First off, the main difference between the basic and shorty models is simple. The shorty is, well, shorter than the basic model by about 3 inches. The only other real difference is the shorty has only one option for liquid waste, while the basic model can use any of the options. So what are these options exactly? They're all about where the liquid waste goes in your RV. One of the options is called a urine diverter, but this isn't really for RVs as it diverts urine out of the toilet and into a larger container or drain field. It's more for houses that are off the grid. So let's talk about what is available. Let's start with the most expensive. For $120, you can have a bottom exit, which means the liquid waste goes down to a tank system of some kind below the actual toilet, like a black tank. This would mean a hole in the bottom of the van, so not sure if that is the best option. The total price for the entire system would be about $909. This is the only option the shorty model can use. For $80, it is a container that holds liquid waste that you can dump pretty inconspicuously. It just looks like a weirdly shaped box. You take it to a toilet or other dump site and, well, dump the waste. This runs $869 for the basic and $899 for the shorty. This is the cheapest option available. Get an empty milk jug, place it in the Seahead basic model, then do your business, dump one full. Any questions? With this system, you're looking at $789. One thing you do need to get with any of the Seahead toilets is a rubber latch tie-down kit. This attaches the toilet to the van so it doesn't go all over the place while you're driving. You kind of need that. It runs $40, but I include that in the cost of each option. The only other thing you should need is composting material for the solid waste, but I talk about that in the other video, so go see that if you're interested. There are a lot of advantages if you choose the Seahead. First, no power needed unless you decide you want to vent the system with a fan. And if you do want to use a fan, it's a 12-volt system, so no inverter needed when using the toilet. Nice. It should be easy to fix since the parts are readily available at hardware stores, but hopefully the system is simple enough that it won't break down anyway. The only other moving part is the crank you use to churn the compost, and you do that by hand, so no motor to break down. The system does require disposal of solid waste about every 5 to 7 days, and of course you have to buy and store composting material, but not much else to worry about with the Seahead. Note, that the C head is not currently part of the standard Embassy build, so you have to purchase this separately and send it to Embassy. The dry flush is the other toilet I talked about in the previous video, so not much to say other than it costs $725 for the toilet, and 15 3-pack refills will run you about $300. And note, if you choose this option with the Embassy build, it is already part of the cost, so no extra charges. And you get 5 of the refills as well. Its most redeeming quality is it is so easy to get rid of waste. It's all wrapped up in a, if not pretty little package, at least a set of small packages you can just throw in the garbage. Nice. Of course, this also creates issues. The system uses Mylar bags, so not really environmentally friendly, and those refills are expensive and only made by one company, Laveo. You have to store these refills too, and if something breaks, well, you probably have to take it back to Laveo to get fixed. Another thing to consider is it does need power to run, but it is a 12-volt system, so it doesn't need the inverter on. There's also a battery-powered option available for anyone who can't somehow directly connect to a 12-volt power system. This toilet wasn't available when I made the previous video, but it looks interesting, and I know at least one Embassy owner who has one, and they love it. It's the Separett Tiny, and it comes in 2 versions. One using a urine container, kind of like the C-head P-tank, and one using a urine tube, kind of like the bottom exit option on the C-head. The urine tube option costs $999, and the urine container option runs a whopping $1,049. So it's the most expensive toilet to buy initially. It uses a bag inside a bucket similar to the churnless version of the C-head, but doesn't use composting material, instead using a fan to dry the solid waste, which is a pretty cool idea. And if you're using the urine container, it has a sensor that lights up when it's almost full. It does need to run on 12-volt battery power, but no inverters needed. Note that this is not currently part of the standard Embassy build, so you have to purchase this separately and send it to Embassy. The big advantages are there is no compost needed, and since waste is bagged, it's easy to throw away. There are some concerns though. First, it uses an absorb pad to help dry solid waste, and these run $22.90 for 5 pads. Then there's something called a BioDrain tablet for liquid waste to help prevent urine salt deposits if using the urine tube. I don't think you need it for the urine container though. They also run $22.90, but I don't know how many you get for that price. Another concern is the Separett is not made in the USA, and as far as I can tell, there's only one online place to get the system. I have no idea how repairs are done if needed, and since I can only find one place to buy the pads and tablets, I'm not sure what would happen if that store disappeared. So keep that in mind. There are links in the description for each system, as well as online reviews. Do your own research when considering what system is best for your travel needs. Let me say that again. Do your own research when considering what system is best for your travel needs. There is no one perfect system. There is no one perfect system. And there's a lot to think about. Initial costs, long-term costs, ease of repair, and of course, how you get rid of waste. Each system has its advantages and concerns to consider. So consider. Be seeing you.